Hello friends, my name's TheRealEmile and welcome back to Forza Horizon 2. In today's video, we are going to be showcasing the new DLC that just came out for Horizon 2. What new DLC, you may be asking? Well, the Forza developers have been kind enough to give us some free DLC for this month. And it is in celebration of the brand new Mazda MX-5. In fact, it's called the MX-5 Car Pack. Now, it features, obviously, the new 2016, although I believe it's been launched 2015 here in Europe, MX-5, which is pretty cool, 155 horsepower. It's your standard MX-5, should be pretty cool. You got this mental looking thing, which looks absolutely fantastic, the MX-5 Super 20. No idea what this is, but 225 horsepower. Bit more weight over the front, which is interesting, but that looks like that could be a barrel of fun. You've got the 2005 Mazda Speed MX-5, which is a very, very cool looking car. Quite powerful as well. That could be quite fun. And of course you've got the original, granddaddy, the original MX-5. Now, the original MX-5 has been sort of shown off to death. It was already in the game technically as a coupe version. So we're going to be showcasing the 2005 MX-5 today and the 2016 MX-5. Which means we're needing to do the JDM Icons Championship. Ignore this MX-5, this is some crazy mental contraption. Don't ask about this one. I'd sort of bought it as a joke. It's got the same engine as a 787B in it. Right, so that's what we're signed up towards. So let's just buy the cars that we need for it. So to purchase the cars, we go to here as normal. And all your cars, if you get this DLC, will show up as free. So you can buy them all for free, try them out as you will. And not a problem with that at all. This car comes in many different colours. I don't like the light covers. We'll see if we can get rid of them. Okay, purchase that. Yeah, all the cars as usual in DLC are obviously available for free. As soon as you download it, you'll have some new MX-5s to play with. 3 of these fit under the JDM Icons Championship, and the other one fits under Track Toys. I thought they'd all fit under Track Toys, but apparently not. Okay, we'll go do that circuit race. That seems to be most set up towards the MX-5. Alright, let's see what customization we can do on these. Let's see if we can get rid of these horrible light covers. Which we can't. There's only Forza Aero. That's a bit unfortunate, but oh well. Guess we'll just have to deal with it. Okay, won't tune it or anything because of course it's a DLC showcase video, so we don't usually do any tuning or anything to the cars during those, so I'll leave it stock. Let's just get out of the garage and... oh, it's raining. So one thing I do like is we've actually got proper convertibles here in Horizon 2 now. Usually... okay, apparently it's a flappy paddle. I don't think that's quite how it works, but okay. Ooh, oh yeah, you can also get some money for capturing pictures of these now. I did just remember that as well. There's one thing you can do as well. So, I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Yeah, I thought these would all be under Track Toys, but apparently not. They're JDM Icons. I don't know whether I'd call the MX-5 a true JDM Icon. I mean, it's in the same category as like the Toyota Supra and other cars like that. Whether it's a very iconic sports car, which is why I think it'd be more under Track Toys, considering other iconic sports cars, your Honda S2000 for example, is under there. So I thought maybe this would be more that sort of thing, but apparently not. But yeah, I do like the fact they've got proper convertibles. I think there's some other open top cars, but there's not many. Most of the models in this game have been imported through Forza 5, and most of the cars in Forza 5 aren't convertibles. Mostly because people would just usually go around trying to roll them with amusing results, so... yeah, it's nice to see some proper convertibles. There was proper convertibles in the original Horizon as well. And I really like the fact that they've done this, you know, that we have a free car pack to play around with. We've got some brand new cars. I mean, this 2005 MX-5 hasn't been seen since Forza 4. The convertible MX-5s have never really been seen at all, and it's nice to have them here, I guess, as a one big package deal. Hopefully they continue this on with some other stuff, you know, for the Ford Focus RS. I'd like to see a Ford Focus pack, for example, where you feature all the main models, maybe feature the WRC version of the Focus RS, hint hint, nudge nudge. That'd be quite a fun little car to have in this game, but I don't know. I presume, of course, these cars will carry on into Forza Motorsport 6. I presume they'll use most of the models from this game in Forza 6. Or at least I hope they do. That way that we can actually get a lot more cars than we currently have in Forza 5, which I mean, we're at the 200. I'm going to hazard a guess in Forza 5 we have 290, maybe 300 cars. And we've almost got 300 here in Horizon 2 as well. So, that's good. This car is actually really nice to drive. It's an MX-5, of course. It's nice, it's got predictable oversteer. The gear ratios are very nice and short, which is good. Yeah, I think this pack as well is definitely a good thing for people who are just starting to get into the game. In racing games, you know, you can't really go wrong with starting off with the Mazda MX-5. It's pretty much the perfect sports car. It's the perfect way you want a car laid out. It can teach you the basics of driving fairly easily. Of course, there's one person that will be very happy by this pack, and that is, of course, Alex of Fail Race, because he actually owns the, well, not the exact real-life model of this car, but he owns one of this generation of MX-5, which has sort of been left out of recent Forza games, so I hope he's glad that this one's back. As well as that, actually, this is my favourite generation of MX-5, I think, the second generation. I quite like them. I do quite like the MX-5s. They get a bit of a bad rep here in the UK for being a bit hairdressery and a bit feminine, but I like the MX-5s. I wouldn't say no if someone handed me the keys to any of them. Now, I believe they're now the best-selling, I want to say two-seater roadster, but I'm not sure. I was sort of debating this before I did this commentary. I should have really looked it up before. I don't think it's the best-selling sports car ever, but I do think it's the best-selling two-seater roadster, maybe. I believe it surpasses all of the old English roadsters, which is sort of what the MX-5 has come about from. Originally, back in the 60s and 70s, the Great British Sports Car was a thing. You had marks like the MG Midget, the MGB, the Lotus Elan. You know, all these great cars which were fun to drive, but unfortunately they just weren't reliable at all. No reliability whatsoever, which kind of put a downer on them. And of course, when the hot hatch came along, it kind of killed off the traditional British sports car, because it could do everything the sports car could, but it was practical and it didn't constantly break down, which was viewed as a very valued commodity, especially in the 80s, in sort of recession eras and various other bits and bobs. And Mazda liked the idea of the Great British Sports Car, and they wanted to remake it, so they ended up sort of getting the MX-5 together. They took a lot of inspiration from those Great British Sports Cars, particularly if you look at the old one, the original MX-5, sorry. This one, it actually looks a lot like a Lotus Elan if you compare them. Yeah, it sounds like a weird comparison to make at first, but believe me, you can actually see it if you take 2 steps back and look at it. Yeah, that's quite a nice blue. Let's go with that. So this is, of course, the brand new 2016 Mazda MX-5, or 2015. I presume it comes out in 2016 in America, but I'm not sure. It's another MX-5. It's an evolution of the form. It looks... The MX-5s don't change much styling-wise. They don't change much in terms of mechanicals or anything like that, because they want to keep this idea of British sports car ideology alive. They want it to be simple. I believe they have a mantra of... Oh god, what is it? It translates... It's like a Japanese proverb. It's... rider and horse in full sync, or something like that, or in one, as one. So basically it's supposed to feel as natural as possible, and that's one thing the MX-5s have done all the time. They feel very good, they feel natural. You know, driving that MX-5 back there, it was really nice and easy to drive, because you could tell exactly what the car's gonna do. And that's made these very famous for amateur racing events, for example. where, you know, you'd struggle not to find an MX-5. They have MX-5 racing cups. In fact, there's even an advert on YouTube here at the moment where Mazda's doing some charity event with some MX-5 cup cars. Which, yeah, they're pretty cool. I presume that's what that Super 20 thing is. I don't know what that Super 20 thing is. I have had a look at the MX-5 on the internet. I couldn't actually find anything on the Super 20, so if anyone could tell me where that car's actually come from, it'd be quite nice to know. But yeah, so we're in the brand new 2016 Mazda MX-5 in here. Dashboard wise, he looks very good. I sort of was too busy looking around at the dashboard to notice the corner. Get in gear. And now I've got all that to make back up again. But it looks very similar to the Mercedes A-Class, you know, over here, with that iPad style screen and everything. Very nice. I do like the new thing, the new interior. I also quite like the new styling. I didn't when it first came out. I thought it was a bit ugly, but now I've sort of taken a second look at it. It doesn't look that bad. The front of it's still a bit odd, but the rear end of it looks quite nice. This was actually originally a joint venture between Mazda and Alfa Romeo. I believe they ended up showing a picture of the Alfa Romeo, but apparently that partnership unfortunately has fallen through, which is a bit of a shame, because we sort of need a new Alfa Spider. We haven't had one since 2010. I believe that one was based on the Brera, and that was a fantastic looking car. Seriously, like, oh my god. That thing was so awesome looking. I'm not a huge fan of the Brera, or rather I'm not as bigger a fan of the Brera as everyone else is. If you ask most people, they'll say the Brera is like one of the best looking cars ever. Me, I don't think it's quite that good looking, but the Spider version does look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it's a shame that sort of fell through. I would have liked to see the Alpha version. For me, if the Alpha version was still a thing, I keep missing corners, man. I'm just going to rewind that time. I don't have a skill chain or anything going on. But for me, if I was going to buy one of these, I would probably get the Alpha version, but unfortunately that's not an option for anyone anymore. So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with a Mazda MX-5 no matter what you're doing for it. If you want a cheap track day car, here you go. If you want a nice little runabout that's more fun than your standard plethora of Golfs and Civics, then hey, this is your car as well. A very good car, very reliable, predictable, nice to drive, and it's very nice to have here in Horizon 2. Along with all the other MX-5s. The problem now is if you do this championship, the JDM icons, god, there's going to be a lot of MX-5s on the leaderboards. But yeah, I definitely have enjoyed driving the plethora of MX-5s, and I hope you enjoy driving them too. As I said again, this DLC pack is free, and it will be free for the entirety of existence of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, it's going to be free forever, by the sounds of it, so pick it up, try some of the MX-5s out, hopefully you all enjoy them. As I said, you're going to need to go to the JDM Icons Championship to see 3 of them, and Track Toys is only one of them. But as for that, that's it for today, friends. So my name's been TheRealEmile, and until next time, farewell.